Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about CTO salary, CTO equity, and how much of the pie of the company that you're joining or founding should belong to a CTO, basically the technical person, the lead technical person in the company. And this video is coming from a question that I received in actually in 2022 in the summer. If you might not know, I have a blog where you can send me questions and I will answer them. So this is the question that I received. Nick was asking how much equity should a CTO ask for? So I'm going to read the question, then I'm going to be answering all the questions that he has. I have 6 years of experience writing code. I've been grinding away in the tech industry for a good while, hopping between projects, freelancing, all the while harboring this big desire to build something that's mine. Then out of the blue, an old college buddy hits me up with an idea. It's a good idea, so I joined his company. I've been working for this startup as employee number 3 with unofficial CTO title, getting a 50% of my market salary, but I feel like I deserve some equity in the company as well. They offer me 1%, but I feel that's too low in terms of shares. So my question is, how much shares would you ask for? Thanks, Nick. Okay, Nick. So first of all, I'm going to answer the question. As an employee number three with an unofficial CTO title, with 50% of your base of your market salary, you should be getting like around 10 to 15% of the company, depending on how much of the code have you written, like what kind of value have you brought to the company, and how good are your relationships with the founders. Actually, employee number 3 is also a possible co-founder because it's still quite early. So if you've joined the company quite early, then you're also entitled to maybe the co-founder title. It all depends how your negotiations go with the founders. But yeah, like with a 50% market salary, you're taking quite a bit of risk. So you should be entitled to some of the equity. And yeah, so in general, if we're talking about equity in the company, it all depends, like based on, like it's a function of 2 variables, so to speak. It's the risk, how much risk you're taking on, and it's how much value, like the second variable is how much value you're bringing to the table. So if you're taking, like, imagine scenario, you're taking like 0 salary, you and your friend decided to start this company, you're taking 0% salary, you bring in value in terms of building the product and yeah, basically the whole technical expertise, then you're entitled to the equal share based, actually not even equal, like it all depends on what your other co-founder is bringing into the table, because it needs to be equal. So the value that all the co-founders are bringing to the table needs to be equal, and the risk also should be equal, so for them to have equal shares. If we're talking about CTO salary, for example, you need to expect, for example, depending on the size of the startup. So if you're like pre-seed and you haven't raised any money, then the salary that you should be getting is, well, also 0, because you don't have any product market fit, you haven't raised anything, you're not making any money probably, and you're way before releasing anything to the public. So it's all, again, you should be getting 0 salary because it will not make sense to pay you anything at this point, unless you're getting paid by the founders to build the product as a freelancer. Then you're getting 0 shares and you're getting the full payment for the product, for the building of the product, and the rights to the code also belong to the founders. Because I remember this case where one of the freelancers asked me a question like, he built a product for some company, and he was like, can I ask them for some shares? And I was like, were you paid? He was like, yeah, I was paid in full. And he was like, but I still think I deserve a piece of the pie because, yeah, the code belongs, like, because I build the product, so I think I should ask them for some shares, which is like so strange to me because you were paid in full. Like, why do you think you deserve to be like compensated in shares if you like were compensated with a proper payment when you were asked to build the software, and you also have, like, you worked as a contractor? So what's up with this? So yeah, keep it in mind. If you're getting fully paid for your position, you might not deserve any shares depending on your relationship with the co-founders. It's at their discretion that they can give you out shares. They can, again, they can share the piece of the pie, but they don't have to. It all depends on like how long term they want to bind you. They can also bind you with some options that will be vesting like over like a 5-year period or something. And keep that in mind, like it's all, the risk is mostly on their side. They're risking everything while they want to bind you. So it's not like the same amount of risk. So keep that in mind when discussing the CTO equity part. So let's think again. So we have your market-based salary, we have your value that you're bringing to the table, and we also have the stage of the startup. So your market salary rate. So imagine 100% rate, at most 2% you should expect, probably also nothing, because again, you're investing zero risk that should not be compensated in any way. So you're taking fully short-term benefits. You're not planning any like delayed gratification with the risk. So you're not planning on like getting more in the future. You're getting less now. And if we talk about like getting less than 30% of the company, then we're at a level where you might be considered a co-founder. So you might also like get up to like 35%, and if less salary, then maybe even 50% of the company, depending on how many co-founders there are. And again, in terms of value that you're bringing, keep that in mind. You should never work for free, because your expertise, your technical prowess, the stuff, the skills that you have, the knowledge that you possess, needs to be compensated either right now with a salary or in the future with more shares, because again, it's a risk, and you need to be compensated more in the future. And it's up to you to decide like how much you want right now and how much you want in the future, but never work for free without anything in the writing. So don't think about like if you're working with a friend and he promised you something in the future, don't accept that. You're not a charity. Everything in writing, how much, when, and if even better if you take a look at the contract with the lawyer, so that you can always iron out the details. Because like imagine this from the perspective of an investor. He wants to invest into your company, and your friend tells him that you wrote the code and there's no business relationship with you. So basically the code belongs to you, and that friend is like selling nothing in particular, because there's like uncertainty in terms of like what belongs to whom, and the investor is going to be like, no, this is too weird, I'm not going to invest in a company. So it's beneficial also for your CEO, for your co-founders, to make sure that everyone has everything ironed out and strictly according to the contract, and then you know exactly how much risk you're taking on, you know exactly how much you're going to be getting that in the future. It's also great to like discuss dilution in the future, because again, if you're like a early stage startup, then it's probably going to be that you're going to have many rounds of investment in the future, and that's going to like dilute your shares. And it's also great to discuss that beforehand, how the shares are going to be diluted. But yeah, in terms of your salary, what you should expect after, like for example, we like the CTO equity we cleaned up. If you're getting 100% market salary, then no shares. And if you're getting no salary, then all the shares, so to speak. Like less risk, more salary, more risk, less salary, more shares. So the salary part is quite straightforward. Basically, if you're a pre-seed startup, you should not be getting any money, because it would be like, it doesn't make sense to pay you high amounts because the company is not making any money. There's no product market fit. So you should be expecting to get, zero. And the higher you go, the longer you survive, the more funding you raise, the more clients you get. So I think the average is, depending on where you're at, I would say USA and Switzerland are similar in those ways. So like the average rate for like seed stage or like early stage startup is like 150K, and it goes higher after that to like 200K to 400K, depending on the success of the startup. And the late stage startup, where you have probably also profits, then it's going to go like 400K and above in terms of the whole package that you're going to be getting, like shares, options, and the base salary and bonuses probably as well, so based on some KPIs. So keep that in mind when discussing the CTO salary. Again, CTO salary is mostly like you as a C-level person, you're going to be like driving the future of the company. So you should be compensated for your skills. You're going to be like making key strategic decisions in terms of technical aspects. So that's a lot of responsibility that's on your shoulders, but it comes with a downside, but that you also bear the responsibility for those decisions. So if you make wrong decisions, it's also on you. So you're the one who's going to be responsible if you choose the wrong stacks, or if you like choose to build, I don't know, like a high frequency trading bot in like some I don't know, like weird language that doesn't support like, concurrency, parallelism, or whatever, like a low latency development. It's going to be on you, like to solve that technical debt, and maybe like also maybe like step down if you made some bad decisions. Again, it comes with its share of responsibilities that you need to be aware of. So your salary is not just for the knowledge, not just for the skills. It's also for this responsibility that you're going to be handling. So keep that in mind. So too long, didn't watch, probably CTO equity, less risk, more salary right now, more risk, less salary right now, but more benefits in the future, like shares, like compensation package, which is like over the years, or like vested over the years. And CTO salary, you can expect something about 150K when you're like 2-3 year startup, and more after that. The standard, I would say, is between 200K and 400K, depending on where you're from. And after that, it gets more and more. So the more profits the company makes, the more, of course, you're going to be getting as part of the C-level management. And well, yeah, that's basically it. So I hope this was useful to you. If you want, please press the like button. I would highly appreciate it. And this whole video is part of my Q&A session. So this is going to be like named some kind of like QA session 1, because this is the first question that I processed. I have received quite a few questions over the years, and I'm going to be recording these questions, the answers to the questions in the video format. So you can, well, if it's preferable to you to reading, you can also watch this video. So that's why I want to share all the questions that I've received and all the answers that I've written over the years. I think this is going to be beneficial to everyone. So write me in the comments if you found this useful, and maybe share your stories. Maybe you're a CTO who's making, well, more than I said. Like maybe you're making like $500,000 a year, and the startup is pre-seed. So tell me about your experience, and we'll see each other in the next video. So yeah, bye-bye. Have a nice day.